Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the XiansAtWork Morning Minutes podcast. The goal of the show is to help you stay connected and aligned with God as you work through this day. This episode is for the week beginning April 21, 2014. I'm Dr. Mike. It's great you're with us, and let's get on with it and right into our opening prayer. God, I am your created child. Thank you for the gift of today and that I have the opportunity to glorify you with my thought, words, and deeds. I pray that I will stridently and joyfully live out the purpose that you have set before me. I ask you to forgive my sins and continually speak to my heart. Amen. Let's spend a moment talking about your day and a few motivational thoughts to keep in mind. You've hit a plateau before, right? That point where you've been working steadily, incrementally on a goal, and now you're not just seeing the changes or progress you're used to. We see it in lots of physical activities like sports, and especially in weightlifting. Your bench press weight gets better and better until one day you just can't add any more weight to the bar. You hit that lifting plateau. Or in picking up a skill or a craft, there's a learning curve. You might think you hit the top of the learning curve and you're done because it looks like a plateau. Until after being there for a little while, you realize that you're just scratching the surface and the learning curve starts anew. There are typically two good ways to get through the plateau. This week we cover the first idea, sprinting through it, and next week, relaxing through it. The approach you take is totally dependent on your situation and how you come to hit your plateau. For both, imagine that the plateau is really part of a funny looking elongated S. There are two plateaus here. On the bottom of the S is the plateau that looks like the beginning of the learning or achieving curve. And then there's exponential growth up the body, and at the top part of the S, as it flattens out, there's another plateau. If you have trouble visualizing this, just do a quick look on the show notes page and you'll see what I mean. So let's talk about sprinting. You know what this is, right? A high intense burst of energy that powers your way through something. Sprinting is a great way to learn something and really make a concerted push at achieving a goal. It's usually best at the early, flat part of the curve to get you fast traction and rapid results. As you go from sucking at something to getting decent to getting pretty good, you want to go hard at it. You want to sprint through the curve and get as much knowledge, experience, and feedback as possible. In my life, I sprinted a lot of things when first learning or working at it. In my day job, I had to expand my use of Excel spreadsheets and leverage the formula and functions built in. Excel really is awesome, but it's not intuitive to me. I had to sprint at learning. This meant taking an intensive 3-day course, then piling on a couple work practice projects, watching a few tutorial videos, and reading a couple blogs on technical procedures. But you know what? At the end of 7 days, I had mastered a new aspect of Excel. And because I did so much intensely, I was able to put into practice right away and see real gains in my work. If I went more leisurely, or like a marathon, I would have taken 30 days, and guaranteed I would have forgotten some of the stuff from day 1 and day 2. So how can you sprint? Here's a couple ideas. Go all the way. Get magazines, coaches, people, podcasts, member sites, products, all the situations you can get. Just surround yourself with whatever you can. Immerse yourself. Get public accountability, like a mentor or a coach, and peers around you. If you're going to sprint, you may need to save time on experience, and so use theirs instead of building all your own, including all the mistakes. Get the big why and what this matters to you and why it means something important for you. And get the family buy-in. You have to explain why to them because you're taking energy and resources away from them. And also so they can believe in you and support and encourage you. This is awesome because everyone around you is supporting you. And you can also appreciate sprinting because it's extremely rewarding. You see yourself increasing and growing in ability at a rapid pace. When you bust through plateaus, you gain credibility and expertise to help others. Others will need you as a coach, and you'll find other ways to leverage this tool. It's now in your toolbox, and you can bring it out and help you through other situations. And last, when you gain expertise, it's a lot of fun. Who doesn't like getting better and then using it? So for homework, remember to work hard, put your energy into it, sprint. Figure out what to sprint at best. How will you surround yourself? Create public accountability and grab a coach. As a reminder, just get surrounded. Web, courses, lynda.com for technical skills, friends, magazines. You can't get surrounded enough, but try. Christian Living Step Work is a simple path based on Christian recovery groups that provides a solid foundation for Christian living in today's difficult world. Each month, a step is addressed with advice that is simple to say, but not necessarily easy to implement. It's April, the 4th month, so we're on to step 4, which is made a searching and fearless inventory of ourselves. The principle of this step is about courage. Our grounding text is from Galatians 6, 3-5. For if anyone thinks he is something when he is nothing, he deceives himself. But let each one examine his own work, and then he will have reason for boasting in regard to himself alone, and not in regard to another. For each one shall bear his own load. This week, you may be wondering what goes into your moral inventory. The answer is whatever you want. There's no ceiling on how high you rise or floor on how deep you dive. But there are some usual suspects that drive poor behavior, such as anger, ego, dishonesty, and fear. So tap into those emotions and account for the things you did, the people you harmed, or principles you violated in response to those drivers. Then write down all the other items and issues that pop into mind, and look into every dark cranny and twist of character. Also, write out the positive. Not to be boastful, but to be balanced. You also do great things and positively influence the world, and keep track of it. So shed the light of disclosure on it all. I'm certain that as you see the list grow, as it does with all of us, you begin to feel the trepidation lessen and the relief grow. It's cathartic to get it all out. Relish the peace that comes. So as you think about the messages in the show, now is a good time to call to mind the people, places, and situations that are on your heart and ask for God's direction, blessing, and support. Spend a moment now in personal reflection, and then we'll close the show. Let's close in prayer. As you think of your day today and what it will hold, I pray that you will have the strength, courage, and conviction to hold tight to Christ, remain free of sin, and serve according to your calling. May God's peace be with you. Amen. Thank you so much for listening. I value you so much and pray for you and your healthy Christian life. For more ideas on living Christian and for witnessing at work, visit XiansAtWork.com for resources, podcasts, and link to our Facebook community of believers. A transcript of the show is posted on the site. Just go to XiansAtWork.com/MMShow08. You can also email me at drmike@XiansAtWork.com or follow and connect with me on Twitter. My handle is @XiansAtWork. If you liked what you heard today on this free podcast and want to do something nice, go to iTunes and leave an honest review and rating. 5-star ratings help us rise in the rankings and be more visible and accessible to people like you looking for a boost to their day. So that's it. Show's over. We're all done. You know we're called to be salt and light, so go shine, be known, and give flavor to others. Today's show was brought to you by Supernatural Airbrush. This is a curated site helping airbrush artists develop their skills and their business. You can visit the site at www.supernaturalairbrush.mycreativehq.com. Supernatural Airbrush is also a digital missions initiative of XiansAtWork and is finding new ways to get the message of Christ to pre-Christians through digital means.